Happy Profit First Allocation Day. And today I want to talk about something a little bit controversial, hourly pricing. And the reason it's controversial is I think there's a time and a place for hourly pricing. And that does not necessarily align with pricing gurus and even the McCalliverse. Eek. But I do align with them philosophically, moving away from hourly pricing. We'll talk about why. And also, I still think there's a time and a place for understanding your hourly rate and to use it in your business. So we'll hop into that. But before we do, click that like button and subscribe. Yes, do, but that's not what I was really gonna say. I was just gonna show you this coffee cup, and it says, when was the last time you woke up and thought this could be the best day of your life? It's a quote by Dr. Steve Maraboli, and I got this from Mike McCallowitz. And he did not send it with the lipstick stains. Those are my addition afterwards. But I like to drink out of this about once a week because it's a great reminder to have fun in what you're doing. And I think that because Mike has put together such a holistic body of work that helps us understand how to build and grow a business, that it can allow us to right the ship so that we can have more fun. I did a whole video on how the pumpkin plan made me a nicer person, and I do enjoy my work more now that things are more steady than before than I used to. Now, I have not solved all problems in my business, and I'm not where I want to be finally. I still have business goals, but I do have a lot more fun putting some of these processes and practices into place in my business so that things are going along better, things work easier, and I can enjoy what I do. So today could be the best day of my life, and I'm just really happy that I get to spend some of it with you doing this, because I really do enjoy talking about profit first and working on your business to get you a more profitable business without working so hard, which I think is Mike's philosophy around eradicating entrepreneurial poverty. So let's talk about hourly pricing. Why do I think it's important? Well, let's talk about why we move away from hourly pricing according to the McCalliverse and other pricing experts. One of the reasons that people say we should not be doing hourly pricing is because we have a limited number of hours, and once we sell all those hours, then we can't scale. We're not duplicating ourselves, although we can talk about growing people in your business to help make that happen, but there's a limited, finite amount, and you can't sell once you sell all your hours. You can't sell more of those. So that's philosophical reason number one, not to have hourly pricing. Number two is from my business coach, Dr. Sabrina Starling, who is also a Profit First professional and a pumpkin plan strategist. She talks about moving away from hourly pricing because she thinks that the work you do as a business owner should be contributing $10,000 an hour into your business. That you should be doing tasks that are so multiplicative in effect that they end up contributing $10,000 per your hour of time to your business. That would be amazing if we could get there. And I am working toward that. Doing things that more people will buy from us without my having to put my hands on it, I think is what she is talking about. So making sure that you're working on things that can translate into that $10,000 an hour is important. And if you're charging $250 an hour even for as an hourly fee, then you are not contributing $10,000 an hour to the business. So that's reason number two to move away from hourly pricing. I'm on board with that. I would love for my work to contribute $10,000 an hour to my business, and always want to head in that direction. And one of the third reasons that I have heard for not using hourly pricing in your business comes from Geraldine GeraldineCarter.com. She thinks big coaching. Now, her niche is CPAs, But if you are a person, you should sign up for her newsletter because she's so phenomenal with the content that she offers. It's amazing around pricing and packaging. And while she works specifically with CPAs, if you're a business owner, you will benefit from the information that she's sharing. So GeraldineCarter.com, sign up for her newsletter. It's awesome. And one of the reasons she talks about pricing, hourly pricing, works against you in incentivizing you to work toward efficiency. So I just said that very poorly. Let me try to rephrase it. Charging by the hour incents us to take an hour to do the task at hand, versus charging a package price incents us to reduce the number of hours that we spend on delivering that package, which helps us look for ways to be more efficient. And I think she's absolutely right, whether it's conscious or unconscious, because we can talk about, well, if you're really moral, then you're gonna do the right thing and not charge people more hours than you should have spent on the project. Yes, that's fine. We have that in our minds, but we also know that it can be a huge incentive if the thing is out there, even if it's subconscious. And so I agree with Geraldine that moving away from hourly pricing helps us look for ways for things to be more efficient. So it's a great idea to move away from hourly pricing. On the other hand, before we move completely away from hourly pricing, I want to talk to you about when I think it's appropriate. And one is to help you change your mindset around the value that you offer, or to help you communicate the value that you offer better. Now, why I think that's important is maybe 2 to 3 years ago, I had people coming to me and asking, hey, can I pick your brain? Hey, can I have just 15 minutes of your time? Hey, can you weigh in on this issue I'm having and just tell me what you would do? And I was saying yes, 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 all the time, and getting paid $0 for that. Now, what I'm doing right now is one answer to that question. Now I can shoot people a video and say, hey, yes, and I recorded a video on this topic. I think it'll answer your question. Let me know if it doesn't. That's one thing. But I didn't have all these videos. I'm just now making them. And so in response to that, the answer for me was, yes, you can have that time and you wouldn't need to pay for it, because I would love to answer your question. But when you get 20 of those questions in a day, it's difficult to answer all of those questions. You run out of time to do any work when that happens. And I found myself working for free a lot. So as a solution for that, I have an hourly rate. People can buy a package of hours, which is cheaper, or they can just buy 1 hour of time, and I can spend time working with them. We can resolve their issue. I can answer their questions. And that's one way that I think it's appropriate. Now, I think the pricing experts actually agree with me on this. And the reason I say this is because Jonathan Stark is a pricing guru online. And when you go to his pricing page, you can get a one-on-one coaching call with him for $997. 1 hour, $997. You are buying an hour of his time for $997. Now, I know I just repeated that several times, but my point is to say that even the pricing gurus who say no hourly rates still offer an hourly rate. That's just how it is. I also follow Laura Belgray, talkingshrimp.com, and she no longer has an hourly rate. But at one point, she had moved her hourly rate up to $1,450. Now, that's an incentive for only people who need your time one-on-one are going to buy. So very few people are going to buy that. That frees you up to use most of your time on other things, but you can still do one-on-one troubleshooting, especially if it's something that's important to you or someone who really needs you, for a fee. And it's expensive to get you one-on-one like that. So even the pricing gurus, even coaching, people will still offer an hourly rate, typically speaking, even if they've moved away from hourly rates. So I think it's appropriate at the right number for you to use an hourly rate in that situation, especially if people are constantly pinging you for this and that, and can you answer this question or help me troubleshoot this issue? Perfectly appropriate for that. The other way that I've used this in my own business is sometimes people come to me and ask for a website, and we get into the project. They say all the right things on the call, by the way, and you get better and better at identifying people where a website's really not going to solve their problem. But you can sometimes still get into the project and say, okay, the website's actually not what you need. We found these other problems that we need to solve either first, or they will solve your issue. Let's either renegotiate this contract where we're doing these things in the scope and you still pay us this fee for doing this discovery, or here's an hourly package. We think we can do this in that amount of time. If we have time left over, we could do things 1, 2, and 3. That's when I use hourly packaging. And sometimes I walk into a project saying that, because there will be so many competing things on the table where I go, this is something I don't understand yet. And I want to understand this before I ask you to pay for a website, because I don't know that the website's going to solve your problem. So we can either table that and you can have someone help you figure this out, or I can help you figure it out. Here's either a fee or here's a package of hours where we'll do that, and we'll probably have 3 or 4 one-on-one discussions around it, and then I'll do some work, present back. So you can package that. Obviously, it doesn't need to be like you're buying hours. You can package that as a discovery or strategic session and have a number, a price tag on that. I typically do it with, hey, buy this package of hours. We're going to work together for this number of hours at the beginning. And then we're going to walk away with a plan of action, how we solve your problem. And that's the delivery from this package of hours. So that's when I think hourly pricing is appropriate. Number 2. Number 3, and this is maybe the most important thing that will segue us into next week's hourly rate calculation, is calculating your hourly rate helped me know, can help you know what your bottom line is. So we have gotten so much better at, this is the price, I hold the line here, because also we do the same things over and over again now that we've narrowed down our product offering. And so I can tell you how long something's going to take. We use the same software, the same system for putting it together, and the same people help us get there. And it takes about this long for us to do that. So we've got some good pricing around those packages. Before that though, I didn't necessarily always know how long something was going to take to get delivered. And sometimes when you're doing a new product, you're kind of working that out, and you need to practice it with a few different types of clients before you can really get to how long it takes you. And that is when knowing your bottom line comes into play, especially when you're putting together a new product or service. Knowing your bottom line helps you know, okay, this is about how long we believe it will take to do this project. And I typically just multiply that times 2, because everything always takes longer than we think it's going to take. So multiply that times 2, and then here's our bottom line hourly rate. So this is the bottom line that I can charge for this product or service or this package. Or you're figuring out a day rate or half day rate for a strategic meeting where you're working with a team to do a strategy brainstorming session. It could be a one-on-one presentation, like whatever it is. You know, if I'm going to walk away or block out an amount of time to spend with a client on said thing, I need to at least charge this much. It is not the number that you have to end up charging. It is the bottom line number, like no less than this number. that has been an empowering exercise for me and several other lady marketing owners that I know. It's been very empowering for them too, because they were like, oh my gosh, I was only charging this before, and I have to at least charge this much, or I'm losing money whenever I go do a half-day strategy session, or I'm losing money whenever I fulfill this product or service. It's a way to help you benchmark the lowest that you can charge for a product, service, half day of your time, plus travel expenses, don't forget that. But it helps you bottom line it for yourself. So you know in your head, I cannot do this for less than this, or I will lose money. So finding your bottom line from an hourly perspective is one more way that you can get your pricing right. And that is why I like using hourly pricing, at least in your head. At least you've calculated it in your business. Okay, that's it for this week. Join me again next week where we're actually going to be putting this into practice. I've got 2 tools that you can use. I've used them on my own business to help calculate what revenue I need to be bringing into my business yearly, monthly, quarterly, and then what my bottom line is on my hourly rate to make sure that I'm not losing money when I offer my products, services, or an hour of my time. Join me next week. I'll see you there. Happy Profit First Allocation Day. Bye.